Okay, so I'd like to make an observation here. Does Christianity, in some cases, cause mental illness, or is Christianity a magnet for the mentally ill? I ask this because, you've got Mr. Pleasant Preacher, you've got Fred Phelps, you've got, well, I want to put John Hagee in this class, but, John Hagee and the televangelists and stuff like that, they fall more into the category of con artists than mental illness. So, you know, and Cassie Dillon, all these people, you, you you wonder what's wrong with these people. Were they mentally ill before they converted to Christianity, or did they convert to their little twisted version of Christianity and it made them mentally ill? Because you come across a street preacher and you know this motherfucker's been in a mental home at one point or another. Um, it's it boggles my mind. Somebody ought to write a psycho. If anybody out there that sees this is a psychologist or training to be, or going to give a master's thesis or something like that, or a doctoral thesis, do this. Find out how many people that are street preachers and stuff like that, like Fred Phelps, the type, they're like ultra fundamentalists. Do they have an underlying psychological problem? I would guess so from what I'm seeing on the net. You know, I don't know if it's a real church sign, but I've seen a few times this church sign in videos going, logic is logic is the enemy of religion. So basically what you're trying to say, Mr. Preacher, is that your religion isn't logical. It's as plain as that. My religion is not logical. I am not a logical thinker. If I were, I would be an enemy to God. Hello? Logic is what got us where we are, okay? Science is what got us where we are. Science has given us nothing but death. Science has elongated our fucking lifespan. We've gone to the moon. We've cured a bunch of diseases. Um, we're doing all kinds of exploration all over, both in space and in the sea. I personally believe we should do more sea research because we know more about space than we do about our oceans. So let's build big ships like SeaQuest and start fucking building places in the ocean. That would be really, really cool. Um, Back to mental illness and Christianity. Well, I can't exactly say Christianity. I'm going to say religion, okay? Because, yeah, there are as many fucked up in the head Muslims as there are fucked up in the head Christians. But do the mentally ill tend towards a religion? I know that when I was having my mental breakdown and I started having a paradigm shift in my perception of reality, I watched basically only religious shit. I started getting deep into that and fucking watching it and shit. And then I started taking my medicine. That shit cleared up real quick. Um, so, um, I'm thinking that religion in one form or another is like draws in the mentally ill. And you can spot them. It's like I run across these people at the Hope Van, which is basically care for the homeless, when it's around in my neighborhood. These people are waiting to get their fucking free medication because they live under a fucking tree and preach the Bible in front of the fucking Safeway. You know? Live under a tree, under a bridge, in a grotto, I don't really care. Yeah, I think there's a reason people don't want you around. Um, and, yeah. It's kind of scary, come to think of it. because we can't lock these people up unless they become violent. The only way we can lock up a kook is if he gets violent. And one of these days, the religious wackos are going to start getting violent. Wait for it. And what I'm thinking is, what if the wacko Christians get control? What if some guy is a secret psycho for Jesus, and he gets control of the country? Like, oh, I don't know, Mr. Pleasant Preacher. Hey, I watched that antediluvian video about his brother. Now, there's a guy I'd like to meet. I would very much like to have a beer with his brother. But yeah. It's astounding, man. It's just astounding. You run into these people every day if you're out and about in your city. They're kind of hard if you live in a city of 100,000 like I do, not to run into these people, either on the bus or, near the homeless shelter, which I kind of try to avoid. Actually, I have had friends that are homeless that I've spent the day with, and I have had meals at the homeless shelter. And the local homeless shelter here has some pretty damn good meals. Actually, some of the stuff I would expect to pay good money for in a restaurant. But, yeah. That's because a lot of the upper class restaurants around town donate to the homeless shelter. So, yeah. The homeless people in this town eat damn good. Anyway, when they can get in. But they make you sit there and listen to a sermon for about, 5 minutes before you eat. Or you can't eat. But they're not funded by the government, so that's their right. So, yeah. Anyway, I know the guy that runs the place. He's a Christian minister, and he's really cool. He smokes and he drinks. So, yeah. And if Mr. Pleasant Preacher has a problem with that, well then fuck you. I really don't care what you think, dude. You're unimportant, you're beneath me, and, well, actually, come to think of it, you're beneath 99% of humanity, so, yeah, there it is there. It's about all I have to say. It is, 9:35 in the morning on a Sunday. I think I'm going to do a BlogTV right after I do this video, so why don't you head on over to my BlogTV thing, and we'll discuss religious fundamentalism and whether or not it makes you crazy or it just, is a magnet for fucked up crazy people. And how Christians can go about weeding these psychos out of their fucking midst. Anyway, have a nice day. BlogTV, come on over. Unless it's past 3 o'clock in the afternoon fucking your time on the east coast of America. Sunday, the 14th of November, or what? No, it's March. Sunday, March 14th. It is 9:36 Pacific time. So I'll be on for a couple hours anyway. In the morning. Yeah. Okay. Bye.